Home Depot springs a Milwaukee leak.
And DeWalt surprises us with 4 new tools with new DeWalt tech.
This is your Power Tool Week in Review.
This episode is brought to you by Ohio Power Tool. Pro Tools, Pro Service, all at the best prices at ohiopowertool.com. And SkillSaw, true to the trade since 1924.
Welcome back, Power Tool fans. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah. It's September 25th, 2020, and today we have some Power Tool news and all of the tool videos you won't want to miss. Let's get to it.
We're still several weeks away from episode 3 of Milwaukee's Pipeline, their online product symposium, and the new tools we'll see are still anyone's guess. Home Depot had a guest this week and leaked all the details. This is the all-new Milwaukee Top Off. Home Depot accidentally posted it to its website for a few brief hours and reportedly even emailed it to some customers, all before Milwaukee even noted its existence. Possibly due to this event, Milwaukee announced the Top Off in full details just yesterday as it showed up in online stores for pre-order. The new 175-watt inverter snaps onto an M18 battery and immediately powers an USB-A, USB-C-PD, and a 120-volt outlet, all three maintaining full charging power even when you use them simultaneously. Now, I can't tell you too much except that Milwaukee asked Sarah and I to take an early look at the Top Off, and we'll be reviewing it with them in the 3rd episode of Pipeline on October 10th. So if you're not already registered, head over to milwaukee.com/pipeline and get registered today. We'll have a direct link in the description.
I'm terrible at secrets.
Sarah, they'll watch Pipeline.
But I want to tell them.
No.
Fine. Moving on, back at World of Concrete 2020, Makita announced an entirely new 36-volt brushless 9-inch power cutter, and it looks like it's finally about to arrive. The Makita 18-volt X2 LXT brushless power cutter model XEC01 aims to eliminate the hassle of gas, cut down on noise, and bring power concrete cutting indoors, complete with OSHA Table 1 compliance. It includes several important safety features which you can see in action over at Toolbox Buzz and Pro Tool Reviews, which we'll link below. The new XEC01 is now due to finally hit the shelves this month. We haven't found it in stock anywhere yet, but if you're looking to chop up some concrete with those 18-volt Makita batteries of yours, your wait is almost over.
Just 2 days ago, DeWalt announced a series of new 20-volt tools, all featuring a new tech they call FlexVolt Advantage. The tools include a new 20-volt max brushless 7 1/4 inch circular saw, a 1/2-inch hammer drill driver, a reciprocating saw, and a 5-inch cordless grinder. Now, each tool benefits from FlexVolt Advantage, which allows the tool to recognize a FlexVolt battery when it's attached and utilize it to produce power previously unheard of in a 20-volt tool. Here are a few examples. The reciprocating saw boasts 50% more power when you connect it to a FlexVolt battery. The brushless hammer drill, 42% more power, and the grinder, 54%. The 7 1/4 inch circular saw has up to 77% more power when you click on a FlexVolt battery. These are not small performance gains. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait until October to get our hands on these new tools and experience them for ourselves.
Finally, we have a unique impact head-to-head this week, this time from Project Farm. Being a Project Farm video, we're treated to a detailed review of every single feature, and detail from weight to power, and even noting where each one was made. He tests the 4 impacts by driving lag bolts into railroad ties until they melt, busting lug nuts, dropping them onto concrete, and more. I think you'll be surprised to one. Just kidding, it was Milwaukee. Or is it?
Oh.
No, it is. It's Milwaukee.
Oh.
But the video was great to watch, and you can find it at Project Farm on YouTube.
All right, it's time again for some actual work with Rob Robillard.
Hey, Rob, Sarah, how are you guys this week?
We're great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I want to just give you a quick tip. I've done this over the years when I've been building decks and dealing with piers and footings and posts on footings. A lot of times we're setting footings and our footing might be off a little bit. And we have to put these post to base connectors. They're Simpson galvanized connectors. They hold it down, they prevent uplift, they hold the post from sliding around. But sometimes we need to adjust them a little bit, like a 1/2 inch one way or the other. So what I use is a step bit. I used a Diablo step bit and basically elongated this hole. If you look right here where my finger is right there, I use the step bit to elongate that, and you can kind of see it's not quite perfect, but it works. So basically by elongating it, you can see I elongated it right here in the hole. What it does is it's going to allow me to get a little bit more adjustment side to side. That's probably as far as it would have been able to go. Now I can give myself about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch more space to do that. This can be done on a drill press with a step bit, or you can also do it with an impact drive and a step bit. Here's a different version. On these particular ones, you know, what I typically do is just bore out a little bit on whatever angle, whatever side that I want to go, to give me the adjustment left, right, up or down. So that's how I do that. That's just a quick tip to kind of get you to get perfectly centered or wherever you've got to be on your post.
Thanks again, Rob. It's time again for our construction industry news, courtesy of the Construction Junkie. Tall mass timber buildings are tall buildings with lots of timber mass. A construction process that replaces steel and concrete with the beautiful guts of a dead tree. And thanks to new changes to the NFPA code, they're going to be here sooner than later. A couple of years ago, the International Code Council approved mass timber buildings up to 18 stories high and 270 feet tall, changes they plan to add in 2021. But now the National Fire and Protection Association has adapted provisions to allow for taller mass timber buildings within the NFPA 5000 Building Construction and Safety Code and the NFPA 1010 Life Safety Code. To you and me, this simply means we'll soon be seeing more tall buildings built from wood, a low-embodied carbon alternative compared to traditional building materials. Now, we've reported previously on the construction of the new Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, and this week, EarthCam showed us how it was built in just 3 minutes. The time-lapse they posted covers all 34 months of the construction process, from breaking ground to cleaning the glass. Oddly enough, seeing it built this fast makes it look no harder than doing a Lego kit. More expensive maybe, but not by much. The video gives us a quick look at over 65,000 hours of work in 1.4 million images. EarthCam says that to fully capture a project this size, they incorporated new techniques to capture 400 megapixel images every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch the entire thing and get the rest of your construction industry news at ConstructionJunkie.com.
Swinging over to Instagram, Murray from Kruger Construction made quick work of some 2x4s with his portable Makita planer, which he says not only does the job, but when paired up with a vac, it completely eliminates the usual mess. Sarah from Tool Girls Garage made some measure 12 times cut once cuts this weekend and would only trust them to her Bosch track saw, which she calls nothing short of beautiful. And finally, the Concord carpenter himself was using the Makita drywall cutter hooked up to a proper dust collection system, making it the perfect tool when working in inhabited homes.
Last week, we saw the elusive Makita 40-volt impact take on the Milwaukee M18, which you can watch right here.
Congratulations, Firefighter 1241. He's the winner of the Milwaukee Showcase.
Yep, special thanks to Skillsaw and OPT for sponsoring this week's episode.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
We'll see you next week.